because you didn't know how, not because you didn't have the time, but because you didn't feel like it. Now, here's what's interesting about that. If I asked you why you didn't do it, you wouldn't say, I didn't feel like it. No, you'd dress it up. You'd say, I was exhausted, or I just wasn't in the right headspace, or I needed a mental health day. And look, I'm not here to make fun of any of that, but I am here to tell you that those answers, as sincere as they might be, are doing something really dangerous. They're giving your feelings a promotion they never earned. They're putting your emotions in the driver's seat of your life and your ambition in the trunk. Here's the confession nobody wants to make. Most people don't have a discipline problem. They don't have a knowledge problem. They don't even really have a motivation problem. What they have is a feelings problem. They've made this unconscious agreement with themselves that says, I will only act when I feel ready, when I feel confident, when I feel inspired, when I feel comfortable. And that agreement is the most expensive contract you've ever signed. Because what it really says is, I will only pursue my best life on the days my emotions give me permission. And emotions, I can tell you right now, are really stingy with permission. Now, where did this come from? Where did we pick up this idea that our feelings are supposed to guide our actions? It started early. It started when we were kids. Think about it. When you were little and something scared you, what did the adults say? Trust your gut. When something felt wrong, they said, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. And that was good advice for a child. That was great advice for keeping a 5-year-old away from danger. But here's what nobody told you. Nobody came back when you were 18 or 25 or 40 and said, hey, that rule we gave you about trusting your feelings, that was for physical safety. That was for avoiding strangers and hot stoves. That was not meant to be your blueprint for building a business or writing a book or getting in shape or saving your marriage. Nobody made that distinction, and so most people are still running a childhood program in an adult life. They're still treating their feelings like a compass, and that compass is pointing them straight toward comfort, which is really just another word for nowhere. Here's how this plays out. Say you set a goal. You decide, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to start working on my project before the rest of the house wakes up. Great goal, clear goal. You go to bed excited about it. The alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning. And what happens? The feeling shows up. Not the goal, the feeling. The bed is warm, the room is cold. Your body says, not today. And in that moment, you're not making a strategic decision. You're not evaluating whether the goal still matters. You're simply obeying a sensation. A sensation that has no knowledge of your goals, no understanding of your potential, and no interest in your future. It just wants 5 more minutes. And 5 more minutes becomes 5 more months. And 5 more months becomes 5 more years. And suddenly you're looking back, wondering where the time went. The time didn't go anywhere. You just kept handing it to your feelings, 5 minutes at a time. Here's what I want you to understand tonight, and this is important. Your feelings are reporters. That's it. They're reporters. They report on your current condition. They say, you're tired. They say, you're anxious. They say, you're unsure. Fine. Thank you for the report. But reporters don't run the organization. Reporters don't set the agenda. They tell you what's happening, but they have no business telling you what to do next. When you watch the evening news and the anchor says, there's a storm moving in, you don't look at the anchor and say, well, what should I do about it? No, you take the information and you make your own decision based on your priorities, your values, and your plans. That's exactly how feelings are supposed to work in your life. They inform, they don't command. But most of us have it backwards. Most of us have given the reporter a corner office and a set of keys. And now the reporter is running the whole operation. And the reporter is terrible at running things because reporters only care about what's happening right now. They have no vision. They have no long-term strategy. They can tell you that you're uncomfortable, but they can't tell you whether the discomfort is meaningful or meaningless. They can't tell the difference between the discomfort of danger and the discomfort of growth. To a feeling, it's all the same. And if you let feelings make your decisions, You will avoid both danger and growth with equal commitment. You'll be safe, sure, but you'll also be stuck. Now, I want to be really clear about something, because I know how this can sound. I'm not telling you to ignore your feelings. I'm not telling you to pretend they don't exist, or to stuff them down, or to act like some kind of robot. That's not what this is about. Your feelings are real. They're valid. They deserve to be acknowledged. But acknowledgement and obedience are two very different things. You can say, I notice I'm afraid, and still walk into the room. You can say, I notice I don't feel like making the call, and still pick up the phone. That's not denial. That's leadership. That's you running your own life instead of letting the weather run it for you. Think of it this way. Imagine you had an employee who only showed up on the days they felt inspired. Some days they were great, full of energy, full of ideas, awesome to be around. But other days, they just didn't show up. No notice, no reason, just not there. Would you keep that employee? Would you build your business around their schedule? Of course not. You'd say, I appreciate your good days, but I need consistency. I need someone who shows up whether they feel like it or not. Well, that unreliable employee, that's what your feelings are doing to your life. They're showing up when it's convenient and disappearing when it's not. And you've been letting them get away with it for years. Here's where this gets really costly. When you live by your feelings, you don't just lose one day here and there. You lose the compound effect of consistency. It's not the single missed workout that matters. It's not the one skipped morning. It's the pattern. Because a life isn't built in dramatic moments. A life is built in the ordinary, unremarkable repetition of doing what you said you'd do on the days you don't feel like doing it. That's where the magic is. Not in the big performance, but in the boring follow-through. And feelings will rob you of the boring follow-through every single time, because feelings aren't interested in boring. Feelings want drama. They want urgency. They want a reason. And most days, the reason to keep going isn't dramatic. It's just a promise you made to yourself, and that's supposed to be enough. So tonight, I want you to start drawing a really clear line in your mind. On one side of that line is acknowledgement. Yes, I feel tired. Yes, I feel uncertain. Yes, I feel resistant. That's the reporter doing their job. On the other side of that line is your decision, your plan, your commitment, what you said you were going to do. And the question you have to answer every single day is this: who's in charge? The reporter or the person who actually has a vision for this life? Because one of them is going to run the show. And if you don't make a conscious choice, the reporter wins by default, every time. Now, I want to talk about something that most people have never done, and it's something so simple it almost seems beneath you. But I promise you, if you do this one exercise, it will change the way you see your entire life. I want you to do the math. I want you to actually sit down and calculate what I don't feel like it has cost you. Not in some vague philosophical sense, not in some motivational poster kind of way. I mean real numbers, real days, real hours, real opportunities. Because until you see the invoice, you will keep paying it without thinking twice. Let's start with something small. Say there's something you know you should do every day. Maybe it's working on your business plan. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe it's reading. Maybe it's making calls to prospective clients. Whatever it is, you know it matters. You've said so yourself. But let's say 3 days a week, just 3, you don't do it. Not because something came up, not because there was a crisis, but because you didn't feel like it. The mood wasn't right. The energy wasn't there. The couch was closer than the desk. 3 days a week. That sounds almost reasonable, doesn't it? That still leaves you 4 days a week where you're showing up. You might even feel good about that ratio. You might think, well, nobody's perfect. I'm still doing it more often than not. And that's true. But let's see what the math says. 3 days a week times 52 weeks in a year is 156 days. 156 days a year. where you had something important to do and you handed it over to a mood. Now I want you to think about that number. That's not a weekend here and there. That's not a rough patch. That's 5 full months of your year, gone. Not to illness, not to emergency, not to some force outside your control, to a feeling. You gave 5 months of your life, every single year, to the simple sensation of not being in the mood. And if someone stole 5 months of your year, you'd call the police. But when your feelings do it, you just shrug and say, I'll start fresh on Monday. Now let's stretch that out, because this is where it gets really sobering. 5 years of that pattern, and most people have been running this pattern for way longer than 5 years. 5 years of that is 780 days. That's over 2 full years of your life, dedicated not to rest, not to recovery, not to anything productive, but to emotional surrender. 2 years of sitting things out because the feeling wasn't right. And in 10 years, that's 1,560 days. That's over 4 years. 4 years of a decade, lost, not dramatically, not in one catastrophic moment, quietly, gradually, one I don't feel like it at a time. And here's what makes it worse. It's not just the days you lost. It's what those days would have built. That's the part people miss. They think a skipped day is just a skipped day. They think it's neutral, but it's not neutral. Progress isn't a straight line you can pick up wherever you left off. Progress compounds. One good day builds on another good day. The call you make today leads to the meeting next week that leads to the partnership next month. The chapter you write today gives you the momentum to write the next chapter tomorrow. When you skip a day, you don't just lose that day. You lose the momentum that day would have created, and the momentum the next day would have built on top of it, and so on. What you're really losing isn't a day. It's a chain. And every time you break the chain because of how you feel, you have to start the chain over. That's why so many people feel like they're always starting over, because they are. They keep breaking the chain every time their feelings tell them to sit down. Or let's say 2 people start the same goal on the same day, same ability, same resources, same knowledge. The only difference is this: one of them acts regardless of how they feel, and the other one waits until they feel ready. The first person works 6 days a week. The second person works 4 because 2 days a week, the feeling isn't there. After 1 month, the first person has put in 24 days of work. The second has put in 16. That's a gap of 8 days. Doesn't sound like much, right? But after 6 months, the first person has put in 144 days. The second has put in 96. That's a gap of 48 days. Almost 7 full weeks of difference. After a year, the gap is 96 days, over 3 months of separation between 2 people who started at the exact same place. And after 5 years, the first person has put in over 1,400 days of effort. The second person, just under 1,000. That's a gap of 416 days, more than a full year of difference. Same talent, same starting point. The only variable was whether they obeyed their feelings or overruled them. Now, I want you to think about your own life with this kind of honesty, because I think most people have never done it. Most people have never sat down and said, how many days this year did I give away because of how I felt? They don't track it. They don't count it. And because they don't count it, they don't see it. It's invisible. It's like a leak in the basement. It's not dramatic enough to get your attention, but over time, it ruins the foundation. That's what emotional decision-making does to a life. It doesn't destroy it in one big flood. It erodes it day by day, until one day you look around and realize the structure you were building isn't standing the way it should be. And you can't figure out why, because you never saw the leak. Let's talk about money for a second, because money makes the invisible really visible. Say your goal is to build a side business, and let's say that on the days you work on it, you move the needle about $50 worth of value. Maybe that's learning something that saves you from a costly mistake. Maybe that's making a connection that eventually leads to a sale. Maybe that's writing a piece of content that attracts a customer. $50 a day in value isn't glamorous, but it's real. Now, if you skip 3 days a week because of your feelings, that's $150 a week in lost progress. That's $600 a month. That's $7,200 a year. Over 5 years, that's $36,000 you left on the table. Not because you lacked talent or opportunity, but because you didn't feel like showing up. $36,000 sacrificed at the altar of your mood. And that's a conservative estimate. Because the truth is, as you build skill and momentum, the value of each day goes up. So the days you skip later cost you even more than the days you skipped early. The bill gets bigger the longer you let it run. And it's not just money. Think about your health. If you skip a workout 3 days a week for a year, that's 156 workouts you didn't do. At even 30 minutes per workout, that's 78 hours of exercise you missed. 78 hours of cardiovascular improvement, muscle development, stress relief, mental clarity, gone. Not because your body couldn't do it, but because your feelings said, not today. And after 5 years, that's 390 hours. In 5 years, the person who showed up regardless of mood has put in 390 more hours of physical work than you have. Do you think that shows? Do you think that compounds? Of course it does. It shows in how they look, how they feel, how they sleep, how they think, how they carry themselves. It shows in everything. And the gap between you and that person wasn't created by genetics or luck. It was created by who obeyed their feelings and who didn't. Here's what I need you to understand about all of this. The point of this exercise isn't guilt. I'm not standing up here to make you feel bad about the days you've already lost. Those days are spent. They're gone. You can't get them back, and beating yourself up over them is just another way of letting your feelings run the show. The point of this exercise is visibility. The point is for you to see clearly, mathematically, undeniably what the real cost is. Because most people have never calculated the invoice. They've been paying it for years, decades even, and they've never once looked at the total. They just keep swiping the card. I don't feel like it. Swipe. I'm not in the mood. Swipe. I'll do it tomorrow. Swipe. And the balance keeps growing, and the life they want keeps getting further away, and they can't understand why, because each individual swipe felt so small. Each individual surrender felt so harmless. But you add them up, and they are anything but harmless. They are the difference between the life you're living and the life you designed. They are the gap between who you are and who you intended to become. And that gap wasn't created by some great tragedy or some terrible misfortune. It was created by a feeling, a small, temporary, ultimately meaningless feeling that you treated like a commandment. So tonight, I want you to do something. I want you to go home and sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil, not a computer, a piece of paper, and I want you to calculate your own invoice. How many days a week do you skip what matters because of how you feel? Multiply that by 52. Look at the number. Then multiply it by 5, then by 10. Look at what those numbers represent in terms of hours, progress, income, health, relationships, growth. Don't look away from it. Don't soften it. Just see it. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's the beginning. That's the moment where you stop treating your feelings like a minor inconvenience and start treating them like what they are, the most expensive habit you've ever had. Now let's shift gears for a moment, because we've spent some time talking about the problem, and I don't want to leave you sitting in the problem. The problem is clear. You've been letting your feelings make decisions they're not qualified to make, and it's been costing you. Fine, we've established that. But now the question becomes, what does the other side look like? What does it actually look like to be a person who acts regardless of how they feel? Because I think a lot of people hear that and they picture something they don't want to become. They picture somebody cold, somebody grinding through life with their jaw clenched and their emotions locked in a box somewhere. Somebody who never rests, never pauses, never listens to their own body. And I want to tell you right now, that's not what I'm describing. That's not the goal. The goal isn't to become a machine. The goal is to become a leader, the leader of your own life. And good leaders don't ignore information. They just don't let information make the final call. Let me tell you what this person looks like. The person who has learned to act independent of their emotional weather doesn't look superhuman. They don't look like they never struggle. Actually, from the outside, you might not even notice anything different about them. They get tired just like you do. They feel doubt just like you do. They wake up some mornings and the last thing they want to do is the thing they've committed to doing. The difference isn't in what they feel. The difference is in what they do with what they feel. When that feeling arrives, the resistance, the heaviness, the voice that says, "Not today," they hear it. They don't pretend it isn't there. They acknowledge it fully, and then they take action anyway. Not because they're tougher than you, not because they have some gene you're missing, but because at some point they made a decision about what matters more to them, the comfort of the moment or the direction of their life. And they made that decision once, so they don't have to keep making it every morning. Now, here's a distinction I want to make really carefully, because I think it's one of the most important things I'll say tonight. There's a difference between suffering and inconvenience, a real difference, and most people have lost the ability to tell them apart. Suffering is when something is genuinely harmful. Suffering is illness. Suffering is real loss. Suffering is a circumstance that threatens your well-being in a meaningful, lasting way. Inconvenience is when something is uncomfortable, unfamiliar, or mildly unpleasant. Inconvenience is getting out of a warm bed. Inconvenience is making a phone call you'd rather avoid. Inconvenience is doing the work when you'd rather watch TV. These aren't the same thing, but we treat them like they are. We use the same emotional response for both. We flinch the same way. We retreat the same way. We say, "I can't," the same way. And because we react to inconvenience like it's suffering, we avoid things that are merely uncomfortable with the same urgency we'd use to avoid things that are actually dangerous. Think about the things that have stopped you in the past. Not the real crises, the small resistances. The thing you were going to write but didn't because you felt unsure. The conversation you were going to have but didn't because it felt awkward. The early morning you were going to use but didn't because the bed felt too good. Were any of those situations actually painful? Were you in any real danger? Was there any genuine harm waiting for you on the other side of that action? Almost certainly not. What was waiting for you was a few minutes of discomfort, followed by the satisfaction of having done the thing. That's it. A few minutes of mild unpleasantness. But your feelings promoted that unpleasantness to an emergency, and you responded accordingly. You treated a rainstorm like a hurricane, and you stayed inside. The person who acts anyway has learned to see this promotion for what it is. They've learned to catch their own mind in the act of turning a 3 into a 10. When the feeling says, "This is going to be terrible," they've taught themselves to ask, "Is it? Really? Or is it just going to be slightly uncomfortable for a short period of time?" And almost every time the honest answer is the second one. It's just discomfort. It's just inconvenience. It's the emotional equivalent of a cold shower, jarring for a few seconds, and then completely fine. But you have to be willing to step in. You have to be willing to experience those few seconds instead of running from them. And that willingness, not talent, not intelligence, not resources, that willingness is what separates people who build the life they want from people who keep waiting for the life they want to feel easy. So what does a day look like for this kind of person? Because I think the practical picture is more useful than the philosophy. They wake up in the morning, and the first thing that happens is the feeling arrives. And the feeling says the same thing it says to you and to me and to everybody else. Stay in bed. It's warm. You're tired. 5 more minutes. The feeling isn't unique. Everybody gets that feeling. But this person has made a prior decision. Before they went to sleep the night before, They decided what time they were getting up and what they were doing first. So when the feeling arrives, it's met by a decision that was already made. There's no negotiation, there's no debate. The feeling shows up and the decision is already standing at the door. And so they get up, not with enthusiasm, not with a burst of motivation, sometimes with a sigh, sometimes with genuine reluctance. But they get up because the decision outranks the feeling. And then the next moment comes. They sit down to do the work. And the resistance shows up again. Different costume this time. Now it's not sleepiness. Now it's distraction. Now it's the sudden urge to check on something that doesn't matter, to reorganize something that's already organized, to busy themselves with anything other than the task at hand. And again, they notice it. They say to themselves, there it is, the resistance, right on schedule. And they don't fight it. Fighting it gives it too much power. They don't argue with it. They just don't obey it. They sit with the discomfort of starting, and they start. And here's the thing nobody tells you. The discomfort of starting almost always fades within the first few minutes. Almost always. The hardest part of any task is the first 90 seconds. After that, you're in motion. After that, the very act of doing the thing generates its own momentum, its own focus, its own energy. But you'll never discover that if you keep quitting before the 90 seconds are up. This is what I mean when I say it's about building a new relationship with discomfort. The person who acts anyway hasn't gotten rid of discomfort in their life. They've just reclassified it. They've moved it from the category of things that stop me to the category of things that come along with me. Discomfort is still in the room. It's just not in charge of the room anymore. It's like background noise. You hear it, but you don't get up and leave because of it. You keep doing what you're doing. And over time, and this is the beautiful part, over time, the discomfort gets quieter. Not because you've conquered it, but because you've proven to yourself again and again that it's not a threat. Every time you act in spite of the feeling, you send a message to your own mind that says, this feeling isn't dangerous. It's just uncomfortable, and I can do uncomfortable. That message, repeated enough times, rewires your entire relationship with resistance. It doesn't make resistance disappear. It makes resistance irrelevant. Now, I want to address something that I think a lot of people worry about because it's a fair concern. They hear this and they think, but what about rest? What about listening to your body? What about knowing when you genuinely need to stop? And those are good questions. The answer is this: rest is a strategy, not an escape. The person who acts regardless of feeling isn't someone who never rests. They rest on purpose. They plan their rest. They schedule their recovery. They don't just collapse into rest because they ran out of willpower. They choose rest in advance, at the right time, in the right amount, for the right reason. And here's how you can tell the difference between strategic rest and emotional surrender. Strategic rest has a beginning and an end. You say, I'm going to rest this evening, and tomorrow morning, I'm back at it. Emotional surrender has no end. You say, I need a break, and the break stretches out indefinitely because the feeling of not wanting to return never goes away. Strategic rest restores you. Emotional surrender drains you because every day you spend avoiding what matters adds to the weight of knowing you're avoiding it. You don't actually feel better. You feel worse. You just also feel comfortable. And you've confused the two. The person who acts anyway understands something fundamental about how we work. And it's this: you don't have to feel ready to begin. You don't have to feel confident to act with courage. You don't have to feel motivated to do something meaningful. Feelings follow action way more often than action follows feelings. You start moving and the confidence catches up. You start working and the motivation shows up 20 minutes later, wondering where you've been. You start the conversation and the courage arrives mid-sentence. But if you wait for the feeling to come first, you'll wait forever, because the feeling doesn't come to people who are standing still. It comes to people who are already in motion. That's the secret the person who acts anyway has figured out. They stopped waiting for the feeling to lead, and they started letting the action lead instead. And the feelings, having no other choice, eventually followed. So the question isn't whether you're going to feel resistance. You will. Every day for the rest of your life, resistance will show up. It will knock on your door with a perfectly good reason to stay home. The question is what you're going to do when it knocks. Are you going to open the door and say, "You're right, I'll stay in today"? Or are you going to say, "I hear you, but I've already decided where I'm going"? That choice, made consistently, is the difference between a life that happens to you and a life that you build. And it doesn't require extraordinary strength. It doesn't require some rare gift of willpower. It just requires a decision made once, honored daily, that you are no longer going to let the most temporary part of your experience dictate the most permanent parts of your life. All right, now let's get specific, because I think specificity is where the real value is. We've talked about feelings in general terms, how they mislead you, what they cost you, what it looks like to act in spite of them. But tonight, I want to name them. I want to call them out individually, because these feelings don't always show up looking like feelings. The most dangerous ones don't come to your door and announce themselves. They don't say, "Hello, I'm fear, and I'm here to stop you." Not at all. They put on a suit. They carry a briefcase. They speak in a calm, measured voice, and they sound so reasonable, so rational, so smart, that you don't even realize you've been talked out of something important until the opportunity is gone. There are 5 of these emotions in particular that I want you to learn to recognize, because they're the ones that disguise themselves as wisdom. And once you see through the disguise, they'll never fool you the same way again. The first one is doubt, and doubt is one of the finest actors you will ever encounter. Doubt doesn't show up and say, "I'm afraid you'll fail." That would be too easy to dismiss. Instead, doubt puts on the costume of caution. It says things like, "Let's just think about this a little more." It says, "I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying maybe we should wait until we have more information." It sounds like the most sensible, responsible voice in the room. It sounds like the kind of advice you'd pay a professional for. And here's the trick. Sometimes caution really is warranted. Sometimes you should slow down and evaluate. But there's a clear difference between real caution and doubt wearing caution's clothes. And here's how you tell them apart. Real caution has a timeline. Real caution says, "Let's take 2 weeks to research this and then make a decision by Friday." Doubt disguised as caution has no timeline. It just keeps pushing the decision further and further out. It says, "Let's wait," but it never says until when. If you ask yourself, "When will I have enough information to act?" and you can't name a specific date, you're not being cautious. You're being controlled by doubt. Doubt's goal isn't to help you make a better decision. Doubt's goal is to help you make no decision, because no decision feels safe. And doubt knows that if it can keep you in the research phase forever, you'll never reach the action phase. You'll just keep preparing to begin without ever beginning. The second emotion is fear, and fear's favorite disguise is patience. This one is especially sneaky because our whole culture celebrates patience. We're told that good things come to those who wait. We're told that patience is a virtue, and it can be. But fear knows that, and fear uses it. Fear says, "It's just not the right time yet." Fear says, "The market isn't ready." Fear says, "I need a few more months of preparation." And because patience sounds noble, you feel good about the delay. You feel like you're being wise. You feel like you're playing the long game. But here's the test, and this will tell you everything. Ask yourself, am I waiting for something specific to change? Or am I just waiting because moving forward makes me uncomfortable? If you're waiting for a specific identifiable condition, you're waiting for a contract to be signed or for a particular season or for a concrete event to happen, that's patience. That's strategy. But if you're waiting and you can't clearly explain what you're waiting for, that's fear. Fear loves vague timelines. Fear loves someday and when the time is right, and when things settle down. Because things never settle down. The time is never perfectly right, and someday is not a day of the week. Fear knows that if it can convince you to wait without giving you a deadline, you'll wait indefinitely and call it wisdom the whole time. The third emotion, and this might be the most destructive of all five, is comfort pretending to be contentment. Now listen carefully, because this one fools almost everybody. There is a real and important thing called contentment. Contentment is when you've worked hard, built something meaningful, and you're genuinely at peace with where you are. That's beautiful. That's something to aim for. But that's not what most people have. What most people have is comfort, the absence of challenge, the absence of risk, the absence of growth. And they've labeled it contentment because that makes it sound like an achievement rather than a surrender. Comfort says, I'm happy where I am. But if you dig a little deeper, what comfort really means is, I'm not in any pain where I am, and moving forward might involve some pain, so I'd rather stay. That's not contentment. That's avoidance with a smile on its face. And here's how you know the difference. Contentment is peaceful. You feel it in your chest. It's quiet and settled and warm. Comfort is restless underneath. You feel it in the back of your mind. It's that nagging feeling that there's something more you should be doing, paired with the immediate reassurance that everything's fine. If everything were truly fine, you wouldn't need the reassurance. The fact that you keep telling yourself you're content is often the clearest sign that you're not. A truly content person doesn't need to convince themselves. They just are. But a comfortable person is always selling themselves on the idea that this is enough, because deep down, they know it isn't. The fourth emotion is fatigue, and fatigue's disguise is the signal to quit. Now again, real fatigue exists. If you've been working for 16 hours straight, your body and mind need rest. That's biology, not weakness. But that's not the kind of fatigue I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fatigue that shows up 30 minutes into something difficult. The fatigue that arrives the moment the work shifts from easy to challenging. The fatigue that mysteriously disappears the instant you decide to do something fun instead. Have you ever noticed that? You're exhausted, absolutely drained, cannot possibly continue, and then a friend calls and invites you somewhere fun, and suddenly you've got all the energy in the world. That's not real fatigue. That's your emotions pulling the fire alarm because the work got hard. Real fatigue doesn't pick and choose. Real fatigue makes everything unappealing, the work, the fun, the conversation, all of it. If you're too tired to work, but not too tired to be entertained, you're not tired. You're unwilling. And there's no shame in admitting that. But there's real danger in mislabeling it. Because when you call unwillingness fatigue, you give yourself medical permission to quit. You turn a choice into a condition. And once it's a condition, you don't have to take responsibility for it anymore. It's not that you chose to stop, it's that you were forced to stop. Your body made the decision. Except it didn't. Your feelings made the decision and blamed your body. And you believed them because the lie was comfortable. The fifth and final emotion is overwhelm. And overwhelm disguises itself as a need for more preparation. This one is everywhere. This is the one I see all the time. People who have been getting ready for years. People who have taken every course, read every book, attended every seminar, gotten every certification, and still haven't started. And if you ask them why, they'll say, I just want to make sure I'm fully prepared. They'll say, I don't want to go in half ready. And it sounds so responsible. It sounds so thorough. But what's really happening is that overwhelm has convinced them that the gap between where they are and where they need to be is so huge that they need just a little more preparation before they can bridge it. The problem is, the gap never closes. Every time they learn something new, they realize how much more there is to learn, and the feeling of overwhelm grows instead of shrinking. Preparation becomes a permanent state. not a temporary phase. It's like packing for a trip you never take. The suitcase keeps getting bigger because you keep finding things you might need, and eventually the suitcase is so heavy you can't lift it, and you use that as a proof that you weren't ready to travel yet. Here's what overwhelm doesn't want you to know. You will never feel fully prepared. Never. Not for the things that matter. The things that matter are, by definition, bigger than your current experience. That's what makes them meaningful. If you already felt ready, the goal wouldn't be big enough to change your life. So waiting until you feel ready isn't a strategy. It's a trap that guarantees you'll never move. The person who actually succeeds doesn't feel less overwhelmed than you do. They just don't treat overwhelm as a stop sign. They treat it as a road sign. It says, you're approaching something significant, and they keep driving. They start before they're ready, they figure it out as they go, and they learn more in the first week of doing than they learned in the previous year of preparing. Because experience isn't something you collect before you act. Experience is what you get by acting. And overwhelm, no matter how convincing it sounds, can't give you a single day of experience. Only action can do that. So there they are. 5 emotions, 5 disguises. Doubt dressed as caution, fear posing as patience, comfort pretending to be contentment, fatigue acting as a signal to quit, overwhelm imitating a need for more preparation. Every single one of them sounds perfectly reasonable. Every single one of them gives you a logical, respectable excuse to stay exactly where you are. And that's exactly what makes them so dangerous. They're not asking you to give up. They're not telling you to abandon your goals. They're just asking you to wait, to pause, to slow down, to think it over. And while you're waiting and pausing and slowing down and thinking it over, your life is ticking by. The calendar doesn't pause with you. The clock doesn't slow down because you're still getting ready. Time moves, and either you move with it or you stand still and watch it go. And each of these 5 emotions, if you let them, will hold your hand very gently while you stand still. They'll comfort you while you watch. They'll tell you it's okay. And years from now, when you look back at the things you didn't build and the person you didn't become, they'll still be right there beside you, whispering, you made the right choice. But you didn't. You made the comfortable choice. And comfortable and right are not nearly as close as they pretend to be. Now let's stop talking about the problem and start talking about the blueprint. Because awareness is valuable, but awareness without a plan is just frustration. You can see the trap clearly now. You understand how your feelings have been running the show. You can name the 5 disguises. Great. But if you leave here tonight with nothing but a clearer picture of what's been holding you back, you'll feel inspired for about 72 hours, and then you'll slide right back into the old pattern. And I don't want that for you. I want you to leave here with something you can actually build with. So let's talk about what it looks like, practically, to construct a life that doesn't need permission from your mood to function. The foundation of everything I'm about to share with you is one concept, and if you get nothing else tonight, get this. The concept is pre-deciding. Pre-deciding means you make your important choices before the moment of action arrives, not during it. Because here's what happens when you wait until the moment to decide. The moment comes, and your feelings are already there waiting for you. They got there first. They've already set up camp, made themselves comfortable, and they're ready to negotiate. And you, standing there in that moment, are at your weakest. You're tired or distracted or uncertain, and now you have to find the energy to overrule an emotion that is screaming at you to stay put. That's an unfair fight. You're trying to make a rational decision in an emotional environment, and the environment wins almost every time. But when you pre-decide, when you make the choice hours or even days before the moment arrives, the whole dynamic changes. The decision was made when you were clear-headed, when you were connected to your goals, when you could see the bigger picture. And so when the moment comes and the feeling shows up, it's not met by a person trying to decide. It's met by a decision that's already been made. The feeling can argue all it wants. The verdict is in, So how does this work in real life? Take the morning. Most people lose the morning because they make their decisions in real time. The alarm goes off, and in that groggy, half-conscious state, they enter a negotiation with themselves. Should I get up? Should I sleep in? I could get up, but I was up late. Maybe just 15 more minutes. And that negotiation, happening in the worst possible mental state, almost always ends in defeat. The bed wins. The feeling wins. But the person who pre-decides has already settled this question. The night before, they said, I'm getting up at 5:30. When the alarm goes off, I'm putting my feet on the floor. That's not a suggestion. That's what's happening. And they may have gone even further. They put the alarm across the room so they have to physically get up to turn it off. They laid out their clothes the night before so there's no friction. They set the coffee maker on a timer so there's something pulling them forward. Every one of those small actions is a pre-decision. Every one of them is a choice made in advance, when the feelings weren't there, specifically to cancel out the feelings when they show up. That's strategy. That's architecture. That's someone who has stopped hoping they'll feel like doing the right thing and started building a system that doesn't require feeling like it. And the morning is just the start. What about work? Most people sit down at their desk and then decide what to do. And that moment of decision is an open invitation for every distraction, every resistance, every feeling of overwhelm to walk through the door. You sit there staring at a blank page or a full inbox, and the feelings say, this is too much. Let's start with something easy. Let's check a few things first. Let's just get organized before we really dig in. And before you know it, 2 hours have gone by and you've accomplished nothing that really matters. You've been busy, but busy and productive are very different things. The pre-decider doesn't have this problem because they decided what they're working on before they sat down. The night before, or first thing that morning before the emotional noise started, they picked the 1 or 2 things that matter most. They wrote them down and they committed to starting with those things before anything else. When they sit down, there's no decision to make. The decision is already made. They open the file, they begin the task, and the feelings don't get a vote. The feelings can complain all they want. The agenda is set. This brings me to something I call evening planning, and I want you to pay close attention to this because it's one of the most powerful habits a person can build. Evening planning is simply this. Before you end your day, you take 10 minutes, that's all, 10 minutes, and you make the decisions for tomorrow. You decide what time you're waking up. You decide what you're doing first. You decide what the 2 or 3 non-negotiable tasks are. You decide when you're exercising and what you're eating for your first meal. You make these decisions in the evening, when you can see clearly, when the emotions of tomorrow haven't showed up yet, when you still have the perspective and the rationality to make good choices. And then you write them down, not on a computer, not on your phone, on paper. Because there's something about the physical act of writing that makes a commitment feel more real. It's a contract with yourself, signed the night before, to be honored the next day. And when tomorrow comes and the feelings try to renegotiate, you look at that piece of paper and you say, the decision is made. I made it last night when I could think clearly. I'm not reopening this. Now I want to talk about something that Mr. Schoaf called identity-based commitments. Most people frame their goals around actions. I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. I'm going to read for 30 minutes a day. I'm going to work on my business every evening. Those are fine goals, but they have a weakness. Every single one of those goals has to be redecided every single day. Every morning, you wake up and you have to choose to be the person who exercises or reads or works on the business. And that daily choice is where the feelings get their foothold. But identity-based commitments work differently. Instead of saying, I'm going to exercise, you say, I am a person who moves their body every day. Instead of saying, I'm going to read, you say, I am a person who feeds their mind daily. The shift is subtle, but the effect is huge. Because when the commitment is rooted in identity rather than action, the feelings run into a different kind of wall. They don't just run into a decision, they run into a definition of who you are. And it's much harder to talk yourself out of who you are than it is to talk yourself out of what you plan to do. When the feeling says, you don't feel like exercising today, and your goal is action-based, you think, well, maybe I'll skip today and make up for it tomorrow. But when the feeling says the same thing and your commitment is identity-based, you think, that's not who I am. I'm the kind of person who does this. And the conversation ends right there. Here's another little tool that Mr. Shoaf shared with me all those years ago. This one is specifically designed for the moments when everything else feels like too much. I call it the promise too small to break. Here's the idea. On your worst days, the days where the feelings are loudest, where the resistance is strongest, where every part of you is screaming to quit, you don't have to conquer the day. You just have to keep the streak alive. And you keep the streak alive by making a promise to yourself that is so small, so ridiculously simple, that you can't justify breaking it. If your commitment is to exercise, the promise too small to break is put on your shoes. That's it. Just put on the shoes. You don't have to work out. You don't have to run a mile. Just put on the shoes. If your commitment is to write, the promise is open the document and write one sentence, just one. If your commitment is to work on your business, the promise is sit at the desk for 5 minutes, just 5. Now here's what happens. 90% of the time, once you've put on the shoes, you end up walking. Once you've written the one sentence, you write the paragraph. Once you've sat down for 5 minutes, you stay for 30. The action generates its own momentum, just like we talked about earlier. But even on the days when it doesn't, even on the days when you put on the shoes and then take them off, when you write the one sentence and then close the laptop, you've kept your promise. You didn't break the commitment, you honored your identity. And that matters more than you think, because what you're really protecting isn't the workout or the page or the business. What you're protecting is your relationship with yourself. You're protecting your ability to trust your own word. And that trust, once broken, is really expensive to rebuild. I want you to understand what we're really building here. We're not building a system of willpower. Willpower is a limited resource, and anything that depends on a limited resource will eventually fail. What we're building is a system of architecture. We're arranging the pieces of your life so that the right actions are the easiest actions, so that the decisions are made before the emotions arrive, so that your identity pulls you forward on the days your motivation can't. This is the difference between a person who succeeds for a week and a person who succeeds for a lifetime. The first person relies on how they feel. The second person relies on what they've built. And what they've built doesn't care how they feel. It works on Monday and it works on Friday. It works when they're inspired and it works when they're drained. It works because it was designed to work, not hope to work. So if you leave here with anything, leave with this. Freedom isn't what most people think it is. Most people think freedom is the absence of negative feelings. They think freedom means waking up every morning excited and motivated and eager to take on the world. And when they don't feel that way, they think something is wrong. They think they need to fix something before they can move forward. But that's not freedom. That's dependency. That's being chained to your emotional state, only able to move when the weather is good. Real freedom, the kind that actually changes your life, is the refusal to let your feelings write your story. It's waking up on a difficult morning and saying, this is a hard day and I'm going to do what matters anyway. It's feeling the doubt, the fear, the fatigue, the overwhelm, the comfort, all of it, and choosing to act not because those feelings have gone away, but because you've decided they don't get the final word. Your feelings are a part of your experience. They are not the author of your experience. You are. And the moment you start living like that, the moment you stop asking your emotions for permission and start telling them the plan is the moment your life begins to change in ways you can't currently imagine. Not because the feelings stop coming, they never stop coming, but because you finally stop letting them decide where you go.